of this colony. Okay, we can close this back up.
Do you ever put a new super between a full super?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we do that now?
That is a way for them to draw comb.
Right.
The problem is that now that we're at the end of the...
They'll just move the honey around?
They'll just move the honey around, and they won't necessarily... That's frame 2.
Yeah.
They won't necessarily build comb and fill it. What they'll do is take all their current resources and draw comb with it possibly, but then you're losing all the resources that they've already gathered just to get them to draw some comb. So I
there's
probably
a bee
wouldn't.
coming out, just hatched. See it?
Where?
Right,
Oh, right there.
yeah. Just hatched. That's cool. Little clumsy, huh?
I missed her.
See it? Oh, she's right at the edge of the black.
Oh,
There she is, right there.
right here?
See the
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh,
right in the middle of the frame.
yeah. Getting her bearing.
She's drunk.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we close this up?
Yeah.
Can you try and slide that one? Or clean this off a little bit? Yeah, I might get rid of this template.
Yeah, there.
It's not that bad of weather.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on this. Given your location.
With the camera.
Yeah. Kids close by.
All right, so this one is pretty full. Should I put the emptier one first?
No,
No.
have them finish filling this one.
Maybe this one shouldn't even go back.
Yeah, you can leave it off. It's probably not doing you any good.
Oh, they're like boiling out right now.
Thank you.
Yep.
So here we have a situation of a hive that may be a little too hot, given location with neighbors, with kids being in the area. So, if we needed to requeen, first thing I would do is you'd have to take the boxes off, remove the bottom rack, the slatted bottom rack, because you want to know where the queen is. So how do we know where the queen is? Add a queen excluder and a frame of new black foundation. Why black foundation? Because it's a lot easier to see eggs. You saw it, David and I, we have older eyes. It's not easy for us to see. But if you have a black plastic foundation, a frame with black plastic foundation on it, it's a lot easier to see eggs. So take out one of these frames, shake it off, insert a frame of black plastic with black plastic foundation, add a queen excluder. The next box, take out a frame, shake it off, make sure there are no bees on it, add a black plastic frame, add a queen excluder, add another box, then come back in a few days. What happens in a few days? Queen will, they'll start doing a little wax, and the queen will start laying in that area. You want to put the black plastic frame right in the center because that's where the brood area is. Right in this, well, you want to put it right in the center of the brood area. So if all the brood is over here on these 5 frames, you're going to put it in the center of this area or this area. So you want to put it in, and you want to find the queen. Unless you're good like Emily and David and can find the queen very easily. You know, if she's marked, that's one step in her favor. But, you know, here we've closed down, there's still bees coming around. If I was to walk away and the bees kept following me, I would definitely requeen this colony. But you want to start breaking the boxes down and find the queen. If you find eggs in this box, then you know the queen's in here. You can take this apart, or take this out, introduce a new caged queen, and the temperament will start changing over time once all of the current foragers, all current workers age out and start dying off. But that can be up to 6 weeks. So first you have to find the queen, get rid of the queen. If they're a good honey producer for you and you have a source for an outyard and an apiary somewhere else where there are no kids and families or things around, you can set up a nuke or make a split and take the colony and set it up elsewhere. Otherwise, kill the queen, introduce a new queen. Worst case scenario, if you have a really hot hive, if you're in a densely populated area, you need to get rid of the hive. People come first. I love honeybees, but if we need to get rid of the bee, if they're a danger to you, your neighbors, then you need to get rid of them. You can take soapy water. You know, we've been using alcohol. We've used windshield washer fluid, soapy water. You can also do washes with. You would take soapy water and start pouring it down in the frames and killing this colony off very quickly. I've also heard where you can take dry ice, go to an ice supply company. Here in Middlesex County, we're blessed with a lot of biotech in the area. They use liquid nitrogen, they use dry ice for their experiments. So if you go to an ice supply company, a chemical supply company, look them up in the Yellow Pages, you can find sources of dry ice. You would tape all the entrances closed, close the entrance, close off the bottom entrance, bag it up if possible, have a screened top and put dry ice on the top and then close it all down. The dry ice will sublimate, creating carbon dioxide that will kill off a bunch of bees. Then you'll need to repeat the process, add more dry ice, and do it at least twice, I'd recommend, to get rid of the colony. As of right now, they're on the border. They're little hot. I'd probably requeen it and see what happens, but you can also split it up. Like I said, take the queen away and then split up the remaining colony into nukes. Nukes are generally a lot more better behaved than a larger colony. Why a larger colony? Because you have a ton of population that can dedicate towards guard duties, toward foragers, and when you have a smaller population, you need more bees to take care of the nursing responsibilities. You don't have a huge population to go out. So what's a large population? A package of bees is about 10,000 bees. A nuke is about 5 frames. A package will cover both sides of 5 frames. You have about 10,000 in 5 frames. You have about 20,000 in a box. So 20, that's 40,000, give or take, and probably add another 10 to 20 for foragers. So you're looking at a colony of about between 40,000 and 60,000 right here. If they're hot, you don't want to play around with that, especially if you have neighbors. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, no problem. It's just you dealing with this. Like, if you can see, I'm talking, but the bees are still pinging my veil. They're still banging on me. They're not trying to sting me right now, but they're definitely not happy that I'm here. this is a colony that, especially beginner beekeepers, we went through a couple colonies. You saw us, we're working, everything's okay. But when they start to be not fun to work, that's when you need to take steps to change that. Okay, we're going to come over to our final colony here. This is, again, supersedure, possibly. We have an older queen.
A red queen.
A red queen. So,
Third
what's
year.
the color? How do you, what's the color code?
Will you raise good bees?
Will you raise good bees? Years 1 and 6, 2 and 7, 3 and 8, 4 and 9, 5 and 0. Will you raise great bees? So blue is this year, 0. Red would have been 2 years ago, or this would be her 3rd year. So that would be 2018. This is now 2020, 2018, 2019, into her 3rd year. So first frame that David took out is
Pretty solid frame.
solid frame honey. Here we have central area being capped. You have larvae.
I see egg.
You see eggs over there. Now the sun starts to come out.
At the end of the video, right? This is a screened bottom board. It's my only one I wanted to try.
Mm. That's what we use.
You do?
Yeah.
They seem to like the hotter weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not happy, don't look.
So this is another reason why you start off with your strongest colony. When you're working your...
Oh, shit. Excuse me. I'm getting nailed.
Okay, you start off with your strongest colony. If they start releasing alarm pheromones, that starts to affect all the other colonies. I'm getting pinged off my gloves, my veil. Had we started off with a weaker colony and started working our way up to our strongest colony, any alarm pheromones, any issues start to snowball in. And when you get to your strongest colony, you haven't even opened it yet, and yet they're on edge. They're sensing issues in the yard. They're smelling the alarm pheromone.
You find that sometimes the smoke pisses them off even more?
Yes, you can over smoke them. We have not over smoked them.
So I spray with sugar water a lot.
Yeah.
They seem to.
Yeah.
So should we close this guy out?
Why don't you go get the sugar water? So, one of the advantages, so we smoke, we try to disperse any alarm pheromone. We have a lot of workers over here. If you spray them with sugar water, let's see what happens.
This has got a little honeybee healthy and 1-to-1.
Okay. So, at this point in the season, adding a little honeybee healthy, that's okay. When we get into August, September, you definitely don't, just plain water, plain sugar, you don't want to use any honeybee healthy because it contains lemongrass oil. It can, yes, you can institute or initiate a robbing sequence. So let's go through. You can give them another squirt. What's the last frame you took out? This one? Yeah, they're bubbling out. They're not.
Yeah.
Something has set them on edge. Okay, so what is today? It's humid. It hasn't been really sunny. It's cooler. So there are a lot more bees here inside than are out foraging. Yeah, I'm not going to see eggs on this frame, but we have some drones along the edge. Has some larvae. Yeah. She has a nice pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was frame 5. So I saw some larvae. Queen is in here. Thought I saw her, but no. Just big old drone.
She's pretty easy to spot.
Okay. Yeah, I never have good luck spotting her.
Yeah, she's got a pretty bright red dot. She's not there.
She's been here. Yeah, I can smell that honeybee healthy. Now, yeah.
I get like 3 or 4 steps.
Is that bee bread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See there's a worker who's just shaking up the pollen off her back basket. You can see it right here. We have a house bee helping her get the pollen off her back leg.
Wow.
Shaking that in. Here she is.
Oh yeah.
You're right. That
Pretty easy, right?
Yep. So did you want to do something with this queen, or?
No, I think
Nope.
she's doing good.
Yeah, she's doing good.
She's big.
Yeah.
Big, fat queen.
So again, as opposed to what we saw earlier in that other colony with the really small abdomen, here she is, really nice, long, full abdomen. She's still producing 3 years later. That's good. When they do supersede her, what I would do is make a split. So if you have a couple of frames with queen cells, make a split and
Get those no swarm genetics.
get these no swarm genetics in here. Okay. We saw the queen. We saw larva. I never see eggs unless I have black plastic foundation, which is what I recommend. Okay, so that was frame 3. This is frame 5, so I need to close this up. So they are a little testy. We can chalk that up to the weather. We've agitated 2 other colonies, or that other colony back over. So.
And this super is like wall to wall. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was what, frame 2?
Yeah. Oh, no.
What?
I think I started on this side.
You started out over here? Okay.
I think so.
Nope. Ow. So was this frame 2 over here, Emily? Do you remember?
I think so.
Okay, I wasn't.
Hey David, was it frame 2? Frame 1 actually, I guess.
Okay. Frame 1. We want to get this
Closed up.
closed up. Get out of here.
might cause this.
Okay. David, can I use your smoker?
Sorry, I had to walk away. I was taking the
So this is what you don't want to happen. A lot of hot bees, smokers on the edge, on the end. Let's close this up.